In secret, I helped Chris Wolf design a vintage Supreme Cube that plays just like Vintage Constructed. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to the second Supreme Cube draft. We're drafting Chris Wolf's Supreme Cube, which I got to do a little bit of help on. And the whole idea behind this cube is that you are drafting a Vintage Constructed deck, for the most part. It's going to be a pick 2 format, so you're going to open a pack, pick 2 cards, and get rid of the rest, and then get a fresh new pack. And we're going to do 23 total packs here, getting 46 total cards. And there are going to be some duplicates. Not every card is a duplicate, and none of the restricted cards are duplicates, but there are some duplicates, so you can get like multiple Force of Wills and stuff like that. And the whole goal of these changes here was to make it so that non-combo options are possible. We did our first draft, and we drafted a nice combo Lurrus Underworld Breach deck. But if you scroll down here, you can check out some examples of different kinds of decks you can draft. You can see there's a Reanimator deck, an Oath of Druids deck, Fleshraker top, Doomsday, Beseech, Nadu, but there's also workshop decks. Mono black, mono red, and mono white are supported. I feel like this mono white deck might be a sleeper hit. Everyone's drafting their powerful cube, storm, and combo decks. If you can hit 2 Clarion Conquerors and 2 Archon of Emirias, you might have a great time. You'll see that lots of these lists have full sets of Moxen, so taking cards like Vexing Bauble and Clarion Conqueror are really high upside. The first draft, we drafted a bit of an unfair deck. This time, I'm going to try to angle towards a fair deck, though. If you watch the first draft, we did angle towards a fair deck, and then we just scrapped those 2 picks and played Underworld Breach anyways. So who knows what will happen in this Vintage Cube draft. Looking to play some paper Vintage? The next full proxy ELD Vintage opening is happening in Bellingham, Mass. on February 1st. I'll see you there. Okay, here we go. Welcome to our Supreme Cube draft number 2. I am going to try to push ourselves towards some kind of fair deck this time. And I'm seeing some cards I like here for that. May. I actually think could be quite good in this card deck. But I don't know if it's better than playing Void Mirror with the White Plume. This would make us be committed to multiple colors, whereas if we just take Void Mirror and the White Plume, then we are trying to remake that mono white deck from the Vintage Constructed in this Vintage Supreme Cube. And this is what I tried to do last time, but we had to scrap it 2 packs in. Try to do a little bit better this time. So I'm going to take Void Mirror, White Plume. Obviously, this is Cube, so you can draft however you want. If you wanted to focus towards some kind of combo deck, maybe you want to take this Mind's Desire. But if you wanted to go for a workshop deck, you want to take that Scrawling Crawler, or a red aggro deck, you got that Gut here. So lots of different options. For this one, we're going to see if we can try to get mono white going. Okay, I see a Chromox, I see a Caracas, but I also see a Witch Enchanter and a Macadee. Macadee, the Spider. Can we play it in mono white? I think it's quite strong here. The question is it better for us than picking an early Caracas? Now, a question I have is how many Caracas are in this set? There's only 1 Caracas. There's 2 Witch Enchanters. How many Chromoxes? There are 2 Chromoxes, and I assume there's 1 Macadee? No, there are 2 Macdees as well. I'm going to take Chromox. I think it's important for us to get off on an aggressive foot. And I actually think Caracas will be less important in this cube than it is in normal Vintage Cube. So I'm going to take Macadee and Chromox. I could see Witch Enchanter working, but I think this effect here, this Root Maze style effect, is going to be quite good. Like if you think about, you go back to the first draft we did, and the decks we played against all kinds of fast artifact mana combo decks. So this is my assumption here. I have a Time Vault, a Masticore, a High Noon, a March, Memory Lapse. So I like March, and I actually like High Noon a little bit. But this pack is a little thin for us. I'd like to be the person drafting Stony Silences and Null Rod, so I'm going to probably shy away from Time Vault. Just having these one spell per turn effects should be to our advantage, even if we don't end up with a red. Yeah, let's go with that. Here we have our Moxen, so we're definitely going to take Sapphire. And then there's the question of what are we following up this with? We have a Wasteland. We did see a lot of non-basics from our first deck that I drafted, but not everyone will have that many non-basics. I do love Samwise, but Samwise kind of needs Wasteland to work. So currently, I'm looking at angling Wasteland Sapphire here. Okay, let's do that. Here is an Archon. Here is an Archon. Archon, I believe, is your linchpin card. It should be the best card in your mono white deck. And what we're trying to play on turn one, every turn one is an Archon of Emeria. The vintage mono white initiative deck wants to go turn one Archon, turn two initiative creature. And that's what we're going to try to mirror here as well. Unfortunately, our second card in this pack is not going to be as strong. The only card we're likely to play is Thorn. But Thorn should still be playable, so I think we'll just take Thorn. Got the Clarion Conqueror and the Null Rod. This is a great pack for us. So my goal at the end of this 23 packs is to have 2 Archon of Emerias, 2 Clarion Conquerors, and the ability to play them on turn 1. So we're keeping an eye out for cards that let us play these cards on turn 1. But Null Rod and Clarion Conqueror, that's what I'm looking for. Pest Control. 4th Eralinga's Starting Town. So what does Starting Town do? This land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. If it's the first, second, or third turn of the game, it's a City of Brass. Interesting. So I like the Dauntless Dismantler here. Another like MACD style artifact, Root Maze style effect. And I'm going to take this Starting Town. It might let us splash cards, use High Noon for damage. Maybe that's worse than just taking Plateau, because if my goal is to do 5 damage, notably the town makes colorless for Eldrazi. Oh, I haven't seen very many Eldrazi. Interesting. So I guess Plateau and Starting Town are very similar cards here. Is 4th good in this deck? I wouldn't think so. But it wouldn't be bad if you like had the mana to cast it. I just don't expect us to have the mana to cast it. I kind of want... Oh, it's just Fleshraker and Command. I don't think those are cards that I would be playing in our deck. So I'm going to take the Plateau. Dauntless Dismantler Plateau. I'm going to try to be very hard force, like true vintage mono white, and see how it goes. Here's a Boromir, which I like. Another turn 1 play. And then we're a little short outside of that. We haven't seen any Ancient Tomb, and we haven't seen any City of Traders yet. Those are cards that we kind of need. Soul Guide could give us a sideboard card for graveyard-based decks. Defense Grid would give us a similar effect, but I actually don't think this is a great Defense Grid deck. I think you're most of the time just jamming... I wonder, on average, how many forces the blue deck gets. 1? Slightly more than 1? The whole dupes thing has thrown off my internal gauge. Not to mention, there's the way it's getting drafted and that kind of thing. I'm going to take a sideboard Lantern over Grid. We don't really want to play Probe because our deck is going to be trying to play like Archon of Emeria style effects. And we don't care what's really in our opponent's hand. So I'm going to take Lantern Boromir and just put the Lantern in the side. Here's an Archon and a Mana Crypt. That's our best pack yet. That's our best pack yet. So we have double Archon. We've got Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox. If we can get more Ancient Tombs, City of Traders, Moxen, Pearl, I think we have a great deck already. Here's our second Chrome Mox. And we've got a Witch Enchanter or a MacD or a Disruptor Flute. I think I would like the Witch Enchanter, considering I have double Chrome Mox. Definitely don't want a second MacD. And Disruptor Flute feels like it's a little worse here in this cube environment because then like in Constructed where there's 4 ofs. Yeah, I'm gonna take Witch Enchanter Chrome Mox, but I think if you took MacD or Disruptor Flute, I'd be okay with those picks. Magus, that's an interesting one. We do have Plateau. Yeah, that's a very valid point. I'm gonna take Witch Enchanter for consistency, doing our main thing. A second Plateau, an Arbiter, a Comet, a Grafdigger's Cage, an Inspector, a Mox Monkey. I'm gonna take Arbiter for sure. Could take Metamorph, could take Plateau. Getting a second Archon of Emeria off of a Metamorph might actually be lights out. Interesting. We don't have a clear goal on our Plateau, considering we just passed the Magus, so... That's true. Metamorph cannot go on Chrome Mox because it's an artifact. It's very true. This Comet Stellar Pup can actually do like a an initiative impression, but I'm pretty worried I won't be able to cast it. Like follow up our Archon with a Comet Stellar Pup is pretty reasonable. I don't know. I feel like the first pick in most of these packs is very solid, and then the second pick, like there's a lot of ways you can go that are all pretty valid. I'm gonna take the fetch over the more controversial picks. Archon is not symmetrical for plateaus, Sajad. It's only symmetrical for the one spell a turn. Here's our second Clarion Conqueror and a Doorkeeper Thrall. Wow. That's incredible. So we got... Oh, wait, there's a Null Rod. Oh, there's our second Clarion Conqueror and our second Null Rod. Oh, God, there's a Vexing Bauble. No, no. All of the cards we want. Oh, no. Now, which one is better? I think Bauble might be the best card in the cube. And I think Conqueror is better than Null Rod. So I'm leaning towards Vexing Bauble Conqueror. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, we got everything we wanted. We just need, in our last half of this draft, to get some Ancient Tombs. Now, we lost second Null Rod, but there are still Stony Silences, right? There are 2 Null Rods, and there's one extra Stony Silence. Okay. All right, I'm going to hit Clarion Conquer, Bauble, Submit. Another Show and Tell. Wait, this pack is exactly the same as the other show. Is this pack the same? This is the same. No, it's not exactly the same. It's very similar to our first pack, but we got second White Plume, second Void Mirror. But I remember this Force of Vigor, Hogak, Show and Tell, Mindbreak Trap, I'd have to go back and look, but it looks very similar to the other pack. Okay. Ragavan, Portable Hole, Stonecoil Serpent, Scrubland, Lavinia, Kataki. Okay, this is basically the worst pack we've had. All of our packs have been unbelievably good for mono white, except for this one. Though currently I am at 18 non-lands. I mean, we could take Mesa Ragavan, right? I don't really want a Ragavan in my deck, though, if I'm playing Clarion Conqueror Null Rods, right? I feel like Ragavan's not very good. I'm not sure Kataki is that good, though. Like, Kataki might only be good against, like, the true Workshop deck. But I have seen a bunch of, like, Clown Car Workshop stuff. What red card am I, like, trying to splash by taking, like, these Arid Mesas and Plateaus and stuff? I mean, I'm sure there are people who think, like, this Ragavan is really strong here, but I'm just not convinced that it is. I mean, at least the High Noon is always on. There's, like, nothing I want a portable hole. I mean, we passed a Blood Moon. I assume there are 2 Blood Moons. There are... There's only 1 Blood Moon, actually. Interesting. There might still be a Magus of the Moon. I'm going to take Arid Mesa Kataki. Deafening Silence Lotus? We finally got a Lotus. All right. That's going to help us cast turn 1 Archon of Emeria. I don't think Trinisphere is the pick over Deafening Silence. I think Silence looks better. I mean, I still have no Ancient Tomb, and I still have no City of Traders. Yeah, I'm going to take Silence Lotus. I got a Mox and a Spirit. I like Mox Spirit. Spirit, I have seen a lot of Bowmasters already in this cube, so that's a little concerning, but there's a lot more drawing happening in this cube than is happening in Vintage. A lot of draw spells. So I like Spirit Mox. Still haven't seen Pearl yet, and still haven't seen any cities and any tombs. Tolarian is fantastic. I don't think our deck wants a Tolarian. I can't imagine our deck wants a Tolarian. Like, I actively want Spirit in my deck, so I think I'm going to take it. Mox. Swords. Or Seasoned Dungeoneer. You know, I haven't seen very many creature decks yet. We could just say, screw Swords, and just play Seasoned Dungeoneer, Mox. It might be good to have a Swords in our deck, but... I'm gonna skip the Swords. Yeah. Stony Silence, so we didn't lose out on that Null Rod. We still have no city, no Ancient Tomb. I'm getting scared. Another March of the Otherworldly Light. If we think Roiling Vortex is good, we could play Roiling Vortex. I am not a Roiling Vortex believer. But maybe. Nah, I mean, Second March is not that good, but we have Plateau Mesa. 5 damage per Mox is a lot. Might happen. Let's try it. I don't think I'm gonna play a Second March, am I? I might play a Second March. No. Main deck Lurrus. No, our deck is not a very good Lurrus deck. And Lurrus is not very good in the main. Lurrus is at its best is good because it is Companion. That is my official stance. All right. I should take March. No. I'm gonna take March. I'd like to win. All right. What do we hit? There's another 4th. There's a Dranith Magistrate. There's a Grim Monolith. This pack is weak. There's a Needle. Ooh, man. Oh, know what I was sad didn't make it in, Chris? I actively think Deed would have been great. I kind of wish Deed was in the cube. I know that was a card I brought up. But like all the decks I've drafted so far, like Deed would have crushed. That's true. We could play Fable off of our red splash. I don't know that Dranith Magistrate is a card we're looking, but I'm probably not playing fourth in this deck. Yeah, it might be too clunky. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I don't think I would splash fourth here, so... But I will have more red mana and more white mana than I thought. I just can't imagine playing this Dranith card. What am I stopping? I'm stopping Bolas' Citadel. I'm stopping Luris. No, I'm not stopping Luris. I'm stopping Bolas' Citadel. I'm stopping Breach. I'm stopping Yogwill. I mean, maybe it's a good sideboard card. And Fable's a fine main. It's probably true. I'm pretty worried about fourth Erlingus, so I want to take these two. Breach, Saga, Portable Hole. This one's a little bit of a weak pack for us as well. I think we should be able to get away with Saga, though. But we are at pack 20 of 23, and we have no Ancient Tomb and no City of Traders. We don't even have another card we can play. We can play Patchwork. I guess we can play Portable. I guess we can play the Blinky. I haven't seen a Containment Priest. Blink Dog. We could maybe play the dog. There's our Pearl. And we get to pick up that Swords that we missed. It's true. We have the Witch Enchanter. I mean, Pearl is great. Pearl is a huge addition here. Over Broadside. Oh, shit, you're right. I actually think this is a card worth splashing. No, you're right. We should probably not do that. This is like the actual... we were trying to figure out what red card we were setting ourselves up to splash, and I feel like this Broadside is like the card, right? This card is unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, no, you're right. I don't need the Swords. Especially because everyone else is playing combo anyways. All right, I'm in. There's our second force. No Ancient Tomb, no City. We do get a Petal. Petal is fantastic. And I guess we get a Thalia. There's the Blood Moon. We could splash the Blood Moon. I feel like I'm making so many hard choices because you get two cards and then they're gone. And there's more than two picks. How good is a Blood Moon here? I mean, it's playable. Is it better than Thalia? I actively think the Thalia should be a lot better in this cube than it is in paper right now, or in like Vintage right now. And we do kind of need to have turn 1 2-drop plays because we're not going to hit the 3s as much. I think I'm off it. I think I'm on Petal Thalia. Last pack, Jack. Oh, pray for Ancient Tomb City for me, please. Nada. Solitude, Talon Gates. Solitude, Talon Gates, Dryad Militant. I mean, we got everything but the Soul Lands, but the Soul Lands are pretty important. I mean, Talon Gate's kind of free, but doesn't really do anything for us. And I mean, sideboard Solitude is pretty good if we play against another creature deck. I don't think I want a Dryad Militant. Dryad Militant's a card I'd play in like a Hate Bear Luris deck. I don't think I would play it here. Actually, I don't see myself ever using this Talon Gate, so let me just take a sideboard Dryad Militant instead. Okay, I think this deck is good. We hit a lot of the cards we were looking for. So I want to sideboard the Dryad Militant. I want to sideboard on March, a Solitude, a Drenith Magistrate. The dog is pretty bad. The fact that I have six sideboard cards that I want to play is awesome. I have no cards that I don't like, I can't play, you know? I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Two Stonies. Thorn. High Noon. High Noon's a very play draw card here. I mean, our whole deck is play draw cards. We need to win some die rolls. How many lands do we play in our deck here? I agree. I think Kataki looks bad. I feel like we still need one more land. Do I want a mountain for a knit? Oh god. No. I don't. I don't. This saga might actually just not be playable. How many white sources? I have one pearl, one petal, two. I have all of the white artifacts. That's pretty sick. Do I have ruby? I have ruby. I just missed emerald. Wow. I guess that makes up for not having any soul lands, kind of, but not really. If I had soul lands here, it'd be so much better because I could just play one white artifact and a soul land and play my freaking Archon on turn one. No Gleemox, that's true. I forgot about Gleemox. My bad. Did have one in my other deck, so I shouldn't have. If I play a Null Rod though, chat, like I'm dead. I'm never casting a card. I'm never casting another card in my life. I kind of want to take this Fable out. Am I crazy? Probably. It's probably a bad idea. I still feel like we need more lands in our deck. We have so many Moxen, I know that, but like we have four Null Rods in our deck. Like surely we need to play more lands. I actually am off the saga. I am off the saga. I don't think I want to play the saga. Mountain for an it? I don't know that I want to play a mountain in this deck. In fact, I don't want to play a mountain in this deck. Oh, just play more cards than 40. We could. We could play more cards than 40. I mean, this looks pretty good. 18. What does Mono White Initiative look like here? Mono White Initiative is 20 with soul lands and more Moxen. So 15, 20, minus 3, 11, 31, about half with soul lands. We only have one 4-drop in our deck. I want another land. I might have too many lands in my deck. I fully realize that this might be too many lands. That's half my deck. As long as we mulliganing to the play that we're trying to make, which is turn 1, 2, or 3 drop. Though turn 1, 3 drop is going to be tough without having anything. No, I actually think the Arbiter might be good. And I like the Dismantler. I'm not sure about your evaluation of the worst cards there. Like, what about Thorn? Is Thorn actually good? You like all the prison pieces. That's the whole deck. That's true. We can cast it off of any array of Moxen that we have. That's a very valid point. Yeah. It's certainly worse than playing MacD. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Any objectors? Are there people who object? Uh... All right, if there are any changes, I'll let YouTube know as we go to round 1. Welcome. We did not win the die roll. We have 1 Mox and a waste. That's probably fine. I think this is a keep. See what opponent has for us. You gotta be a little bit more open than that, not me. Let's see. Full ring. And Monolith. Yeah, see, this is where we need another Mox so we can play Conqueror on turn 1, and I think we'd be very far ahead. Mox. We have a lot of Mox in our deck. Ugh. I'm gonna Wasteland and hope that my opponent doesn't have another blue source. I'm gonna hold the Mox. And another blue source. So I think we're probably dead here. It's a Jewel. All right. I mean, if we resolve a Conqueror, like, it's still possible. There it is. There's no Cavern in this, is there? No Cavern. Yeah, I mean, we get countered. Like, what are we gonna do? We have to play the card. If it resolves, we probably win. Just Voice of Victory. I wonder if Cavern should be included. It's an interesting idea. It's probably not very good in other decks, though. I got dazed. Oh, man. I guess I'm happier than if I got dazed on turn 1. Bowmaster. Okay, I think I cannot win this game any longer. I needed to win the die roll here. If I had won the die roll, then I would have a chance because I would have been able to play Thalia on turn 1. I actually think we win the die roll, we win this game. So I think it's simply die roll diff. I'm not even mad about my keep. My keep seemed fine. I like to see a little bit more of my opponent's cards here before we pack it up. The Bowmasters make the Thalia a lot worse, though. Something to consider. It also makes my Spirit of the Labyrinth worse. Actually, after seeing Bowmasters, we might swap those 2/2/1s and I think we want to swap the 2/1s for, or at least one of them for Dismantler. Probably Thalia. Is March good? Swap March out for High Noon. Let's try this. All right, we're on the play now. It's our turn. What do we got? We got all kinds of things. Notably not a combo. Vexing Bauble, Snap Resolves. I think I'm interested in holding on to the Witch and... Actually, I'm always going to use this for a land because I don't have any Ancient Tombs in my deck, so I guess I'll just play that out. I'm just looking to hit a land and play a Seasoned Engineer and ride it. Soul Ring again, huh? I guess Vexing Bauble doesn't matter if they... Oh my god! Okay, well... I guess I need a Clarion Conqueror or a Null Rod. Good god. My bad, I played the wrong card, I guess. Oof. Alright. That went really badly. Funnily enough, High Noon or Thorn would have been better than Bauble versus this exact draw. I think on average, Bauble is going to be a much better play turn one here, but... Like I said, I think we would be up a game if we had won the die roll, so it's kind of how it goes. Very mono-white. All right, what is your one spell? Orcish Bowmaster. Sounds like we're getting wheeled next turn and we're going to die. I might crack my Bauble. Oh, I should have cracked my Bauble in response to Orcish Bowmasters. Whoops. What do I have? I took out March, right? I took out March. I have like a broadside I can hit, but I need red. I mean, if I just hit Stony Silence, it works, doesn't it? All right, I should have cracked this in response. That was bad. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it either. I got all the cards that stop them from playing multiple spells a turn, but I played the Vexing Bauble on turn one. All right, I think we're dead. Should I have just played High Noon on turn one, or is this just results-oriented thinking? We did see the same artifact set up in game one, right? We saw the exact same artifact set up in game one. Ancestral Recall. Yeah. It's pretty good. I think we're dead. We did not play Archon of Emeria on turn one, and we did not play Clarion Conqueror on turn one. But we don't have any Ancient Tombs in our deck, so I'm not 100% sure what the likelihood is. We were close. Would have got Dazed, though. Sure. I'm sorry, Justin. That's not a good sign. 9 mana portal to Phyrexia. Oh my lord. Okay. The ring tempts me. I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. It's so sad. Are things... I... Uh, yeah, I think I don't. I'm just trying to figure out. The big thing I'm trying to figure out is if, because I saw the way my opponent sequenced in game one with Soul Ring Grim Monolith, if is that enough to make me not play Vexing Bubble on turn one and instead play High Noon? You know, like is that enough to make me change my play pattern? Oh, fantastic. Okay, give me out. Try again. We have entered round 2 where I've lost my 5th die roll. I will mulligan. I will keep. I think I'm actually going to bottom this Null Rod because I'm not playing it on turn 2. I have a Clarion Conqueror anyways. Oh, I guess there's a chance that I need to play it on turn 2. Okay, that was stupid. Yeah, I should have kept the Null Rod. Live and learn. You know, I really need to win some die rolls. I should have kept that Null Rod. I'm so bad. Like, if I play Null Rod here, I probably win. I threw the game away. Time walk. Like, if I led on turn 1 Null Rod, I would also instantly win. Okay. I threw this game away as well. Sorry. Yikes. Maybe I'll draw another Mox and get the Conqueror down. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I played perfectly. So do I play around Daze or do I play around Mindbreak Trap or do I play... What do I play around? Surely they don't have Forced Blue card as their last 2 cards, right? Let's go, chat! Never punished! Never punished! Look at the power. Look at the power. Look at the restricted cards. No. No. One dragon. Whoops. All right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, boy. I don't take Bobble out on the draw, and I'm going to play... Wait. Kataki. Submit. Well, then I get Dazed, Ajad. You want me to get Dazed? I think I'd rather just not get Dazed. The mental damage of Mindbreak Trap versus the mental damage of getting Dazed. If I had gone, like... Plains Lotus, then Archon, or then the whatever, but then I can't use all my mana, right? So like there are like Spell Pierce, Mindbreak Trap, Daze, there's like a bunch of different things you can play around. You just have to choose which one you want to play around. I'm on the draw here. Sure. It's not my best hand, but can't imagine that I'm allowed to mulligan this. I don't know. What do you think a person's more likely to main deck in this format? Mindbreak Trap? Daze? Maybe it is Mindbreak Trap. Oh, this time they only had 0 artifacts. I like that. I'm a big fan. I will play the Deafening Silence. Yeah, that's true. Plains Ruby Arbiter and then play Dragon, maybe. But what if they daze the Lotus after that? What if they just don't daze it and then they daze my thing? I got negated. Negation Pitching Ponder. And Ancestral? Or is it Lorien? Mystical Tutor Ancestral. Okay. Okay. Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. Doomsday. Okay. My opponent's casting Doomsday on me, chat. I have a Wasteland, though. You think they're going to build their pile for Wasteland? You think they're going to build the pile for Wasteland? They got no cards left, right? Or how many cards? No cards left in hand. You think they're going to build a pile for Wasteland? Put a negation in the pile. Yo, my opponent might just concede after getting Wastelanded here, which is how I feel after every Wasteland as well. This will be a pretty fast video, so maybe it'll go up on like a Thursday instead. Or I guess I can, yeah, I can put that up Thursday and Friday. Could do that. Off sequence video. Opponent's digging deep for the Doomsday pile. I think this is viable. I think this drafting mono white is viable. We do need to win more die rolls, but the amount of punish that these decks get by the hate bears is quite high, especially if people aren't drafting like Chain of Vapors and Into the Flood Maws high enough. Like, not me and I drafted Into the Flood Maws really highly, but there are not very many lands in that deck, are there? There are multiple One Rings. Okay, they have no cards in hand, and they built a 5-card pile, chat. You think they played around Wasteland? Tinker, Hull Breacher. Wasteland you. Boromir turns off Moxen. Island. If they have Island, they get me, right? I mean, if they built their pile basic island, I was scared, man. I was scared they built basic island, Classes Oracle. Nope. Mono white takes it. Okay, here we go. We won a die roll. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, yes. Yes, chat. I am the mono white gamer. Beautiful. Keep. Your move, opponent! But your non-basic units are tapped, and you can only cast one spell a turn. Yeah. So mono white players feel like all the time. Give me board cards at random. Yep. I mean, okay. Underground Sea. Pinnacle Emissary. Oh no. Oh no, these fly? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. All right. I mean, we have an Archon of Emeria. Should I Wasteland? Probably not. Definitely don't want a White Plume here. I'm gonna play Athalia. You gonna cast Pinnacle Emissary? Yeah. I can kill that with a Wish Enchanter. I think we can win this game. I don't think the play draw win rate should be like that crazy. Like there are lots of force decks in this format, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, it's gonna be a big deal if I'm playing mono white jam magic cards dot deck. That's a choice I made. No attack? No attack is no attack is not great, I must admit. All right. Well, now I have a flyer. And then next turn I play Wish Enchanter and kill Pinnacle Emissary, so I think we're winning this game, chat. If I hit a land, what am I wastelanding? High Noon. I guess I didn't hit a land. I guess, I mean, if they're not going to attack, then I don't need to kill this thing. I can play White Plume and get a land and play High Noon, and then, like, shuffles for them, which is kind of bad. But I get to eat something and then take it back and then untap. It's probably fine. Oh, I can only play one spell. I can't play High Noon. So I should have Wastelanded instead. That's okay. I should have Wastelanded instead and took them off of red or black or something. I forgot about my Archon. Oh, this can block. So if they attack with 2... Oh, that's actually really bad for me. I may have made a mistake here. Because they can triple block. Okay, that was a big mistake. I should have just played Witch Enchanter. No, they can't triple block if I Wish Enchanter one though. But if they play another blocker, then it's really bad. Okay, I should not have made the play that I made. The play I made was bad. How do I remedy such a situation? I guess I don't have a great way to remedy such a situation. Okay, I played this poorly, and I'm going to lose because of it, I think. Play a Witch Enchanter. Kill the 3/3. And then I guess I will attack with multiple units instead. I'll just attack with everything. They have a spell they can cast? Oh. Yeah, that's real bad for me. That's so bad for me. Ooh, wow, I played this game terribly, huh? My fault. They're gonna get a flyer going. That's not that bad. Like, I got High Noon still. Wait, this thing can't block, right? Can only block creatures with flying. I don't know if they read that Magic the Gathering card. I don't think it is worse for me. What are you talking about? I'm not playing more than one spell. What are you on about? I hit the white source. I don't think that matters, man. Like, I have an ability to shoot something for 5. Pretty sure we just win. Oh, I should have played the Conqueror first so I could make a 3/3. That's fine. Yeah, I think you're just off. I'm definitely playing a High Noon there. Like, I'm not letting my opponent like draw PO and PO kill me. What are you talking about? Huh? Yeah, if you're not casting High Noon there, I think you're trolling. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's fine. I'll take 3 and eat 1. Though I can't crack my High Noon now because I turned off my stuff. But I think that's still fine. It's not like they can block. What are they going to do? Trap me? They're losing the race. I took them off white mana removal. Yeah, they're super dead, right? I don't think I played this game very well, but I think we're still going to win because mono white initiative. I am the initiative. Now I can untap the Clarion Conqueror and block. Not that I think it matters. Might be better just keeping in play. Oh wait, I guess the High Noon almost kills them if I block with Clarion Conqueror. I'll just take it. What are they gonna draw? Got him. Okay, I don't like the way I played that game, but it worked out. Not bad. Not bad. So what was that? That looked like this one? Oh, no, that looked like this. So I think our deck did suffer from not having Ancient Tomb, but it was enough Moxen that it made up for it. I did feel the pain of losing the die roll, but I do think that we had game against the really powerful round 1 deck. And you know, I didn't even play well in rounds 2 and 3. In fact, I would go as far as to say I played awful in rounds 2 and 3, and my deck still was powerful enough to win anyways. So I think this is a good sign that mono white and, you know, Archon hate bear based, maybe even collector oof, like collector oof sounds like it would work really well in this cube. All of these anti-artifact decks should face up pretty well against these all-in artifact combo decks. You do still run into the problem where, you know, you are not the Force of Will deck. You are a little bit more play draw dependent, those kind of things. But that shouldn't stop you if you want to draft this kind of deck. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if someone who was proficient with this deck found that this is like the fastest and best way to win the most matches of Magic. I could see that being true. So a good sign right away that you can do things other than combo kill your opponent in this vintage cube. Damn, that was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I might play and record some more during the week, maybe off stream. We'll see. If they're short videos like this one, then I will put them up whenever I can in between different days that maybe didn't have a video normally. And of course, we will continue to put up more vintage content on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.